starts right now.
Well, if you've been outside today, you know it is hot. Here is a live look outside.
Currently 105 at the airport, 104 here on the east side, and you see the humidity as well, and the dew point pretty high. We're learning that some TUSD students will be heading back to class tomorrow in similar conditions. Can you imagine? Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Pat Paris.
And I am Stella Inger. As Pat just mentioned, it is back to school for thousands of students and staff in the Tucson Unified School District. Classes begin tomorrow morning across the district.
Yeah, one issue, several schools are without air conditioning for the first day. 9 on your side's Jennifer Martinez is live at Cholla High School with more information. Jennifer, they're having problems there with the AC.
Well, Stella and Pat, that's right. They are having some issues. Cholla High is among the list of TUSD schools having AC issues. And for these students here at Cholla High and, of course, those teachers, there will be no AC tomorrow morning for their first day of classes. Now, TUSD officials say the cooling tower is being replaced and will be complete by August 14th. There are temporary towers installed and will remain in place to keep classrooms cool until the project is complete. I asked officials what this temporary cooling was, and they couldn't share that information with us. However, a teacher tells 9 on your side the AC is still not working. It is extremely humid in here, and they are planning on bringing in fans, which are too loud to teach in the classroom. Classrooms throughout the district, they're opening their doors tomorrow morning. And Pat and Stella, it's still very hot outside, so you can only imagine just how it will feel for those students and staff inside of these classrooms tomorrow when they begin school. Now, TUSD did provide a list of schools that are having issues with their AC and some schools that have gotten their AC fixed. Now, to see if your child's school is one affected, you can head over to KGUN9.com. Back to you.
Jenny, thank you. Stay cool. It is hot at Cholla. It's hot on the football field as well.
And Pima College has its first practice. That's because the program is eliminating football at the end of the season. Sports Director Jason Barr joins us live from Pima's West Campus. Jason?
Good evening, Pat. Good evening, Stella. You can see the team practicing behind me for what will be the first practice of their final season. Head coach Jim Monaco, though, says the team did not lose one player following the college's decision to terminate football. As we go ahead and kind of look closer at the team, which is led on defense by tackles Tony Fair and defensive end Brandon Dixon. Fair is headed to Nebraska next year. Dixon just got offered by Indiana, so that tells you a little something about the quality that they have on the defensive line. This is a heavily motivated group that intends to play hard for its passionate coach.
It was a distraction at the very beginning when all this was going on. It was tough through spring, but now, once again, there's nothing we can do but move forward. So it's been a little bit of motivation, but it's been great. So far, it's been absolutely amazing. We've lost nobody, and it's fun.
Yeah, just about all these guys want to play football somewhere else next year, so they are very motivated to do well and get recruited to play somewhere else in the 2019 season. For now, live here at Pima West, I'm Jason Barr, KGUN 9.
Jason, thank you. And Chief Meteorologist Eric Christensen joins us now. Any storms on the horizon?
We definitely are tracking some storms. In fact, you can tell just by looking outside that it certainly looks a lot darker today from what it did yesterday at this time. This is a live look from Tumamoc Hill to the northeast. We have been seeing some showers coming down over the Catalinas earlier throughout the course of the day, and also the Rincons. Our radar right now looking pretty quiet in the Tucson area, but we're seeing some storms now moving through Safford as well as southern Greenlee County, Clifton, Duncan. The storms have moved really slowly today, tracking to the west-southwest, and that's the same direction they'll continue to move as we head through the evening. Taking a bird's eye view of the entire state, we can see another line of storms right across the rim country and just slowly drifting to the south today. Coming up, we'll talk more about those storms building back in, and we've made some changes to the weekend forecast.
Aaron, thank you. 4 months after the National Guard deployed to the border, we are getting an inside look at what exactly Guardsmen are doing to help Customs and Border Patrol officers at the ports in Nogales. Kevin Boughton shows us what's happening and if it's making a difference.
For 2 months, Private Tessa Grang has spent her days inspecting the thousands of pounds of goods coming into the U.S. through the Mariposa Port of Entry in Nogales.
We're looking for any drugs, any fake goods, people.
Greg is one of nearly 500 guardsmen deployed to the border in Arizona since April. The first troops went to rural areas to help Border Patrol agents Now guardsmen are helping in ports, which are understaffed.
So I think they really appreciate us being here with them.
Port of Nogales Director Michael Humphreys says there are 140 officer openings here, and CBP recruiters have been instructed to focus on filling Arizona jobs. Part of the reason for the staffing shortage is simply the length of time it takes for a CBP officer to be ready to work alone out here. We're told it takes 10 months from the day they're hired until they are ready to work and inspect vehicles on their own. Humphrey says guardsmen in the port allow the inspection process to be more thorough, but he says it's not possible to quantify the impact.
I don't have an exact number, but every seizure we get, we can attribute to the help from the National Guard.
Specialist Kimberly Burdick arrived from Wisconsin 2 weeks ago. She is helping CBP officers perform detailed vehicle inspections.
I'm proud to be down here to understand what is going on and be a part of all of this.
CBP says 5,000 pounds of meth have been seized since the Guard arrived. The operation is funded through September, but it's possible the mission can be extended. Kevin Boughton, KGUN 9 on your side.
The suspect in a SWAT situation on the south side last night is dead. It started with a man firing multiple shots in his home near Valencia and Alvernon. When police got there, the man's mother came outside and told them her son was inside firing a rifle. Hostage negotiators tried for a few hours to get 53-year-old David Judge to come out. He refused. Finally, just after midnight, the man came out armed with 2 handguns. Police shot him multiple times, killing him. A 13-year veteran of the force fired the shots that killed Judge. The incident is being investigated. And a Phoenix Southwest Key employee is in jail after allegedly inappropriately touching a girl at the facility. 32-year-old Fernando Negrete was seen by another teen at the facility touching a 14-year-old girl. Surveillance video also caught Negrete going in and out of the girl's room several times that night. He is facing charges of molestation, sexual abuse, and aggravated assault.
The man accused of shooting and killing a DPS trooper is now being taken to jail. A 20-year-old Isaac King was led from his hospital room to the jail wearing his victim's handcuffs. Tyler Edenhofer was shot and killed last week in a fight with King. King used another trooper's gun to shoot Edenhofer. Edenhofer's funeral service is set for Friday. A K-9 officer is recovering in Glendale tonight after being shot during a shootout with a prison escapee. 23-year-old Skylar Martin ran away from marshals and jumped a fence where he was confronted by the K-9 and then shot the dog. An officer fired back, killing Martin. The K-9 was taken to the vet and is expected to be okay. He's the second K-9 shot in Phoenix this year. You'll remember K-9 Bain was killed actually back in April. Primary elections are less than a month away. Next, who's leading the race for Jeff Flake's seat? A poll is saying who could be facing off in the general election.
Plus, how an animal rescue is dealing with moving their animals away from home to keep them safe from that fast-moving car fire, which is in California. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side. And we are taking a live look right now. Today marks the arrival of the remains of 55 U.S. service members killed in the Korean War. Let's go ahead and just take a listen.
May all who have served and their families know the gratitude of our nation. May the wounded know your healing power. May those who have known the horrors of war in this life have eternal peace in the life to come. And may those now entrusted with this heritage of valor serve nobly and well. You bless America and abide with each of us, your might to uphold us, your shield to shelter us, your light to guide our way. In this life,
55 U.S. service members killed in the Korean War. You're taking a live look with Vice President Mike Pence. North Korea handed over those remains just a few weeks ago, and they were held and investigated in South Korea.
Yeah, and you look a moment ago, you saw the Vice President Mike Pence and the children of Korean War veterans. They're receiving those remains in Honolulu. Nearly 8,000 U.S. soldiers are still missing.
Meanwhile, a new poll shows the race for Senator Jeff Flake's seat tightening. We are just 1 month away from the primary, and while it looks like there's a clear winner on the Democratic side, the Republican leader is slowly losing her lead.
You're going to see here the projections still have Kyrsten Sinema taking the Democratic race over opponent Deidre Aboud, and Martha McSally still winning over Kelly Ward and Joe Arpaio, but the poll shows the gap tightening a bit between Ward and McSally. McSally was up by a full 14 points. That lead is now down to just 8 percentage points. Early general election polling shows Sinema winning the race, but it's too early to tell what will happen, with a quarter of voters said to be still undecided.
And Aaron is now taking a look outside. Some storms.
Absolutely. I mean, our radar once again is starting to show some activity scattered at this point, but we'll talk about the timing and when we could possibly see some storms in Tucson in your full forecast.
Aaron, thank you. Plus, more than 300,000 acres of California burning. We'll introduce you to some furry friends who are feeling the effects of that fire and the family who refuses to leave them behind. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side.
It's my baby. It's my wife. I should have been laying on there with them.
Deadly fires across California continue to grow, now burning a total of 320,000 acres. The largest of these fires, the Carr Fire, now burning 115,000 acres near Yosemite National Park. In those fires, thousands of people and their animals have been displaced.
Chris Welch tells us one family with lots of four-legged members doesn't know what they'll have to go home to.
Meet Charlie.
He's a big talker.
There's Lulu.
Yay, Lulu!
And this is Piglet.
She got attacked by a dog, so she's blind in one eye.
And this is the woman they're squealing for, Lisa Ellsworth. And these are your family?
It's our family, yeah. We take them in, and sometimes they've been abandoned. A lot of them have been abused, neglected.
Ellsworth runs Tiny Tim's Pals, a pet rescue farm that right now isn't living up to the name of the area they call home.
We live in a community that's called Happy Valley.
That's because the Carr Fire has been moving frighteningly close to their farm, and over the weekend they had to evacuate. And that meant getting all her animals.
Let's see, 8, 16.
Out too.
Close to 26. And all of a sudden, our neighbors come driving up and they're like, "Get out, we're being evacuated. The police are coming around."
So she piled everyone into 3 trailers and came here.
If we can contain them in here, you can bring whatever you have.
To the Rolling Hills Equestrian Center. It's one of the few places where owners can bring animals of all shapes and sizes and even sleep on site with them.
I had an old couple park here and stay with their cats because the hotels wouldn't let them in with their cats.
He says the outpouring of donations, things like fans for the animal stalls, halters, even feed,
it almost gives you chills.
But right now, Ellsworth needs the animals in a time of real uncertainty.
Do you know the status of your house?
We don't.
That was Chris Welch reporting. Well, Ellsworth, you saw there, she says she gets emotional thinking about the possibility she's lost everything. She's finding a silver lining.
As she says, if her barn and house did burn down, it's the perfect opportunity to rebuild.
Now, KGUN 9 on your side. First warning weather brought to you by Casino del Sol, the soul of Tucson.
Tracking our storms now, moving across that Mogollon Rim and pushing to the south. Not moving too quickly, though, I tell you that much. As we look across southern Arizona, scattered activity today. Didn't see much of anything yesterday. You're seeing some storms to your east in Wilcox. Those storms are just kind of drifting to the west-southwest, potentially moving into Wilcox. Also across central Pima County, a few thunderstorms popping up there over the reservation and not moving a whole lot either. So none of our storms at this point are considered severe, but certainly going to bring on some gusting winds as they move through. And we know, obviously, that status can change pretty quickly, so we'll keep you updated. Temperatures warmer today, 106 in Tucson. Wow, 111 Phoenix, 110 Gila Bend, 107 for Casa Grande. Even made it to the triple digits across Wilcox and Nogales. Overnight, we'll dip down to 78 degrees. We do have a 30% chance of seeing some more showers and thunderstorms in the Tucson area. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. We will start our Thursday at 78, and then by the afternoon up to 101 with a 20% chance for showers and storms. Wind from the northwest at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. We give you a look at the changes. We have tweaked the weekend forecast just a bit. If you joined us last night, you know we were talking about a solid 30% chance for rain on Saturday. We have taken the chance out of Saturday, and we have Mostly sunny skies now in the forecast with 101 for a high. Sunday 100 with a 20% chance you'll see some rain. Here's a look at the extended KGUN 9 on your side. 7-day now. Again, our daytime chances for rain just about 20% here through Friday. However, Thursday night, 40% chance you'll want the umbrella. Friday night, 30% chance. Pretty quiet Saturday, back to that 20% Sunday. High temps right around 100. KGUN 9 on your side at 5 o'clock. We'll be right back.
Almost every grocery store, even Walmart, is now pushing organic fruits as well as vegetables. But do you really need to buy organic?
Consumer reporter John Matarese shows us when you can take a pass so you don't waste your money.
Ever since Amazon's purchase of Whole Foods, we're seeing a big push from all grocery chains for us to buy organic fruits and vegetables. And we all know that organic sells for a premium. So when is it worth your while? And when is organic a case of don't waste your money?
Organic products keep you and your children from eating pesticide residue. In a new report, AOL Daily Finance, along with Cheapism.com, suggests buying organic with the items most exposed to toxins in the field: apples, peaches, strawberries, grapes, spinach, and cherry tomatoes. But it says you can skip organic on items that are not exposed to many chemicals or where you don't eat the skin. They include bananas, grapefruit, avocados, onions, and sweet potatoes. But from the Doesn't That Stink file, the insane prices on some organic products. Organic olive oil, $1 more a bottle. Organic maple syrup, $1 to $2 more. Organic coffee, $3 more a pound. Doesn't that stink? The report claims there's no need to pay extra for organic maple syrup. It all comes from inside a maple tree. What's more important is that it's real maple and not corn syrup.
So buy organic if you can afford it, and it's a fruit or veggie known for heavy pesticide use. If not, it may be a case of don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese, KGUN 9 on your side.
Are you big on organic?
I mean, when possible, but sometimes they're just so expensive.
It's really
right?
expensive,
Yeah.
but I might just buy my daughter organic apples
Yeah,
from now
that's
on.
not a bad idea.
We'll be right back.
You're watching KGUN 9 on your side. An iconic castle from a widely popular fantasy world is now up for sale.
It's actually kind of affordable. The castle at River Run from Games of Thrones is selling for more than $500,000. We're talking about $650,000.
That's not that
That's not that bad for this castle. Gasford Castle, as it is known historically, is located in Northern Ireland. Airbnb is even offering to give a room in the castle a Game of Thrones upgrade if the buyer is willing to list the room on the site. That's beautiful inside. Bids for the 200-year-old castle can be made anytime. I would just feel scared sleeping in that castle. Just something about it being like,
maybe?
I don't know, just something about it being just so big.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, you'd feel a little bit lost.
Just
right?
a tiny bit.
Yes,
We'll
kind of.
see.
It reminds me of The Shining.
Oh, yeah.
That movie.
Scary.
All right, let's give you a look at the 7-day forecast. Near 100 all the way across the board. Saturday at this point looking like the only day without any rain. 20% chance though Thursday, Friday during the day. Better 30 to 40% though Thursday and Friday night. So we are expecting the rain to return. It's just going to take some time. We're watching those storms out there right now, though. Could be as early as tonight.
All right, Aaron, thank you.
Get an update at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks so much for watching.
World News Tonight is next, and we'll see you back here at 6.